Kanye West, Ye, has been accused of sexual harassment by his former assistant. Put it up full mass. A lot of twists and turns here. So a woman who worked for Kanye West's personal and executive assistant is suing him for sexual harassment and wrongful termination. That's according to TMZ. The outlet reported on Monday that the lawsuit claims that the rapper would send her inappropriate text messages and pleasure himself during phone calls with her on the phone. A former OnlyFans model, Miss Lauren, because her first name, was hired by West in July 2021 on the promise that he would pay her a $1 million salary if she deleted her account to become God-like. You see, all right, let me continue. Giuliani did something like that too. Anyway, that's according to TMZ. But their relationship deteriorated quickly after West began sending her sexual messages. One allegedly read, "Is my racist? It is. This racist of mine. I'm going to stare at pictures of white women and black and beat the out of my racist." All right. So obviously she retained the text messages for her to be able to quote them so directly and detailed. Not just this, but according to Lauren, also claims he would pledge himself during phone conversations with her and ask if she could hear or guess what he was doing. And she claims he was fixated on his size, on the size of her boyfriends, not his own. There's more. He also sent her sexual videos, including at least 2 in which he had sex with a model, according to the suit. She alleges she was fired in October 2022. And although she accepted a severance package, which was pretty high, of $3 million, the payout never materialized. So this is a very similar dynamic happening with McMahon in the WWE suit. There was a severance package. They decided not to pay it for some reason, or pay partial and not pay the rest. So similar situation here. A lawyer for West did not immediately respond to TMZ's request for comment. They're trying to get their stories together. Prior to Adidas ending their partnership with Kanye, several former high-ranking employees of Yeezy sent the scathing letter to the executive board members and newly installed CEO of Adidas, urging them to address, quote, the toxic and chaotic environment that Kanye West created and the very sick pattern of predicious behavior toward women, and who worked under his leadership. West, as part of the Yeezy Adidas partnership, he has in years past exploded at women in the room with offensive remarks and would resort to sexually disturbing references when providing design feedback. This type of response from a brand partner is one that Adidas employees should never be subjected to, nor should Adidas leadership ever tolerate. So previously, we covered a lawsuit filed by a former employee. NBC News reported that Ye is accused of spreading anti-Semitic conspiracy theories in front of his staff and children at the academy had at one point. So this troubled a lot of people, obviously. This was an LA area private Christian school during a meeting in which he also allegedly expressed wanting to shave students' heads and lock them in cages. In a text message to the former employee, Trevor Phillips, Ye compared himself to Hitler, minus the gas chambers, and appeared to simulate masturbation during a one-on-one meeting with the Southern California hotel room where the musician watched the Batman on mute, according to a 47-page suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court. The suit accuses Kanye, or formerly known as Kanye West, of calling out black people in a discriminatory manner, praising the Nazi leader, pushing employees to do renovations without permits, telling employees they could be fired for being fat. he temporarily stiffed workers after Adidas cut ties with the rapper over his anti-Semitic comments when bank accounts at the rapper's clothing brand, Yeezy had been frozen. In the last venture, Kanye West appeared to confirm reports that he has plans to launch an adult entertainment studio on Wednesday. The Vulture's rapper tweeted a 6-second clip with the word Yeezy is coming, while the voice directed viewers to go to Yeezy.com. On Tuesday, West and his partners were reported to be in advanced talks to get the adult film brand launched. The studio, TMZ was the first to report the news, stating that the rep for Yeezy said the studio will be part of an adult entertainment division at parent company Yeezy, and that West had been in contact with Stormy Daniels. Of course, we have to add that it's just like they're making stuff up as they go along, but all of this is actually true, allegedly. Mike Moss to discuss leading a new venture. I'm just going to talk about the allegation. So I would expect if an attorney filed this suit and provided exacting commentary that these text messages were somehow preserved. And well, there's a problem, power differential and more. The reality is this: a lot of individuals who have power in corporate industries or don't feel as if they can talk to people, especially women, any kind of way, to share things that are very personal, private, and intimidating. Makes people uncomfortable, offended even. No problem. It seems as if this behavior was at least acknowledged on some level, because you don't give your personal assistant $3 million without there being a reason, or signing a document saying that you will and then not paying later. So that tells me there's some there for sure. All right. That's a lot. All right, sharing thoughts here.
Kanye West is getting on my nerves, and I realize that's not really a sophisticated response, but he's irritating me, and I don't mean to dismiss his mental health issues like many people have them. I see his addiction to porn, which I believe he is. I believe he's even admitted that in the past, as all part of his chart, if you will. And he's acting out and being ridiculous with people because that's sometimes what people in this condition do. But I will end with the way I began. He's getting on my nerves, Doc. He's really getting on my nerves.
Well, it looks like he's going to be getting on all of our nerves, because this is definitely not the end of the story.
No.
All right, we'll bring you updates as to come.